everybody had to be know-it-alls and stuff.
Yep, and we've finally figured out our internet issues. We do apologize about that for being so late for getting the stream up. Again, technical issues, but
we needed stream Viagra.
Yeah,
Twitch.
We're streaming
stream up.
And the millions of people in Twitch and YouTube.
Ready for that Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So who's your pick?
Yeah. Who's your pick? You said Undertaker.
Undertaker. At one point, I got Undertaker.
I like that pick.
Yeah.
And Goldberg.
And Goldberg, huh?
Well, I got another one.
You're next.
Okay.
I got 3.
Yeah, what's your third choice?
Undertaker, Goldberg, or Roman Reigns.
Again?
Roman Reigns is not in the Royal Rumble match.
I lied.
He just corrected himself.
lied.
I lied.
What about Seth Rollins?
No, not him. That big dude.
Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
There you go.
Big old beard. Looks like a ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Well, I know what one wrestler has to say about you, Corey. You just made the list.
Yeah.
And apparently we are not live on Twitch. So I do apologize to those of you who are looking forward to that. So right now we're only live on YouTube right now. So my apologies for that. But the story that Nick was talking about, Corey, is according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Vince McMahon has changed his mind on the rumored John Cena versus Undertaker match for the WWE World Championship at WrestleMania. Now, the reasons for this still remain unknown at this time, and hopefully within the weeks leading into WrestleMania, we could possibly get a better understanding for the change. But again, this is according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. And the other rumor floating around for Taker's opponent at WrestleMania, Corey, is Braun Strowman. But right now, that's just a rumor.
Ooh.
It's going to be a good match.
So, gentlemen, what's your take on that? Why do you think that Vince McMahon changed his mind about Cena versus Undertaker? Mark, since you were such a superstar last week, I want to start with you. What are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts is, but everybody I heard stories about Vince McMahon, he changed his ideas and what he wants, he changes his underwear, It's different every day. Or he wants to do something, or that's how it is. What's your take on it, Nick?
I think really Cena and Undertaker don't need the world title to have a blockbuster match.
Yeah.
And I don't think you need to take it off of AJ Styles because he's the best one in the company right now.
Yeah, he's the big CM Punk's record.
So, I don't know. And also, I don't know why they would get away from John Cena versus Undertaker. Maybe the two couldn't decide on a finish because Cena's not trying to lose at WrestleMania, and neither is the Undertaker.
Maybe a DQ or something, or somebody comes out and beats him up or something.
Maybe Undertaker and Baron Corbin. Nah, Baron Corbin's not ready. I'm sure he'd rather go against Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Because they've built Braun Strowman a little bit better.
Yeah, more like a monster, and it looks like Braun Strowman's character right now reminds me of Kane's old character, beating people up, coming in.
Yeah.
The best out of who you fought the other night.
The redhead guy, Sami Zayn, or Seth Rollins.
Sami Zayn. Oh. He handled that boy like a rag doll.
Yeah, he powerbound him into the presence the last time they had a match.
Yep.
Speaking of Monday Night Raw, one of the chants we heard from the fans this week during the Shawn Michaels segment was them chanting for one more match over and over again, which has sparked a lot of rumors of a comeback match for the Hall of Famer.
Shawn Michaels need to stay where he is.
And you know what? He actually quashed those rumors on TMZ Sports in a clip by simply saying he will not wrestle again if he can help it.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean that he might not be a surprise Rumble entrant,
Yeah, but I think Shawn Michaels knows that his career is over.
But he has a bunch of stuff.
Just to be a Rumble entrant.
Yeah.
If Kevin Nash can do it.
Sure. If he can take a spill over the ropes, then I don't see why he can't.
Yeah, you can do his eyes.
And that's a Royal Rumble trivia for me.
Royal Rumble trivia.
Who was the very first winner of the very first Royal Rumble match in 1988? Hint, this Royal Rumble match only had 20 entrants in this one. And the...
He eliminated one-man gang.
Yeah, back in 1988 for the very first Royal Rumble.
He eliminated one-man gang who became Akeem, African.
He lives in Baton Rouge, believe it or not.
Yeah. We might get to meet him next year, maybe. You ever got to meet him?
No, but I did get to meet the winner of this Royal Rumble match that we're talking about. The famous guy that always had a 2x4 with him, Corey.
Hey-o.
Yep.
Oh, tough guy.
Yep.
You actually think I don't know my wrestling.
Yeah.
Yep, but we know it over here, though. And I've actually gotten to meet him, Corey. He's a really nice guy.
For real?
For real.
He's still tall and big.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it was great hearing from you again, Corey. We haven't heard from you since, like, what, November? Something like that, man. It's been a while since we heard from you.
You got your lady, Corey?
I think that's not the right question for this show, Mark.
Yeah, I've been on that 2K17.
Uh-huh.
All right, Corey, well, it was great hearing from you, man, and we'll talk to you next week, man, all right?
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I got one last interesting story for you guys.
Okay.
Road Warrior Animal recently spoke with Justin Barroso of SI.com about some various topics, and here are a couple of things that he had to say. Now, when it comes to WWE trying to make the Ascension the next LOD, or as my friends over at Hardcore Wrestling Radio at youtube.com/HWR show would call them, the LOD crack babies, this is what he had to say about him. Quote, "To take two guys out of NXT and try to emulate the Road Warriors was stupid. It was set up to fail from the beginning. The fans see through everything, and they saw through that right away. They never should have mentioned us in their promo because it backfired and they were booed. The wrestling fans snipped this one right out. Would you agree or disagree with that?"
I would agree 100%.
I agree. And other stuff, they did more than LOD. They did Demolition. They did Eliminators. They did Eliminators.
Yeah, from ECW.
Their move.
Yeah, the total elimination.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not all he had to talk about. Have you guys ever wondered why we've never seen Road Warrior Animal at WrestleMania Axxess?
Why is that?
What's that?
Well, this is what he had to say about it. Quote, "They've never asked me to come sign autographs, not even once for WrestleMania. Why not use me? They call the Road Warriors the greatest tag team of all time on their website. Every year, and no offense to them, it's the same guys, the Hillbilly Jims, the Jim Duggans, who are a great asset to the company, but it seems like it's the same guys. I'm a Hall of Famer, but I've never been asked once. They even have my shoulders on a mannequin at their WrestleMania Axxess, so why not have the real McCoy? I'm not crying over spilled milk, but fans keep asking me, along with a lot of other Hall of Famers, why aren't you at Axxess? But it's not my call, so it's their company, their choice."
Maybe his brother needs to go and talk to him. Hey, you let my bro be on Axxess, you know.
Nick, why do you think that WWE's never asked Road Warrior Animal to come to Axxess to sign autographs?
Because you don't have Road Warrior Hawk to sign with them.
You get Hyten right.
He's going to be he's going to be at LCW on February 4th. So.
Who, Hawk?
No, Heidenreich.
Hawk is
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep. So, again, guys and gals, that's been the news this week. Also, one last
kind
piece
of a slow news week, huh?
And one last piece of news. We talked about it last week with Anthem Sports and Entertainment taking over majority control of TNA, and a YouTube user, The Lone Wolf, a.k.a. Robert Meeks, brought up a question. Did you guys hear the news about Jeff Jarrett? Well, this is what I found out. Not only is Jeff Jarrett back in TNA, but he is officially now the executive consultant for TNA. So, gentlemen, I want to ask you this question. Mark, I want to start with you, since, again, you were such a huge celebrity last week. Do you think that they can take Anthem Sports and Entertainment and Jeff Jarrett, they can take this dying ship that is TNA and make it great again, make it what it once was when it was on Spike TV, when it was actually a good show? Or is this a case of too little, too late?
If they tried, they can, but, if they get the right people, get the right talent, and do it really right, it could help. But if they don't try, it's going to blow up in their face.
Yep. Nick, what do you think?
I can agree with that. I agree with you, Mark.
Yep. Yeah. And last news story from this week. Have you guys been wondering why we haven't seen the glow on SmackDown?
I have been wondering that.
Well, apparently Naomi has tweeted out that she suffered an ankle injury a couple of weeks ago at a live event, but she said it's not a serious injury and that she's going to be fine. She just needs some rest, and she'll be back very, very soon.
Yeah,
great.
But it's also from the same people that said that Jey Uso also suffered an ankle injury, and we were there at the Cajundome Sunday night when we saw Jey Uso, and he really didn't look like he had an ankle injury to me, did it?
Maybe just want to tie him up, beat his lady.
Yeah, they probably went on vacation together.
Yeah.
Had to write it in the storyline.
Yeah.
Smooth Roz.
And so we have a couple of YouTube people in the chat room right now. And again, we do apologize for not being on Twitch. We're having technical issues this week. D-Lam says, Mark, you're a legend with the AJ Styles glove.
It's actually this man's glove.
Yeah, I own the gloves. I lent it to him because I can't operate the computer with them. And that guy, Tone, says, TNA has disappointed me time and time again. There's nothing they can do to regain my trust as a viewer. Well, I don't know. Maybe having Jeff Jarrett there, Tone, who has the mindset of what it's like to actually be in the business and isn't just a mark and a fan like Dixie Carter is. I think he has the potential to really turn that company around.
And he made up TNA with his dad, Jerry Jarrett,
Yeah, the Jarretts founded TNA. The Carters may have owned it, but they wouldn't have owned it unless the Jarretts had founded it.
Can't get any worse.
And he's go back in the hands that built it.
So that's it for the news this week here on Sports Entertainment Tonight. I am now going to turn the show over to Nick Fuqua and Mark Trauma here for the wrestling recap of the week. Guys?
Yeah,
wrestling recap.
Wrestling recap of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. Woo!
Which there really wasn't too much to talk about. It was kind of a slow news week as far as the WWE. They were in Louisiana this week.
Yeah, and New Orleans.
And Nolans. And then Baton Rouge.
And Baton Rouge Red Stick.
The Red Stick. Yeah, and first off, we had a show in the Cajundome on Sunday.
Yeah,
what was y'all's overall opinion on that?
I think it was a really good live show.
And I think it's evident of what we've seen as of late with SmackDown. With SmackDown being a better product on TV than Monday Night Raw is. But then again, I really can't judge because I've never seen a Raw live event. We only saw the SmackDown live event. So
I saw Raw, but it was a different time, different.
Sure.
I want to call the only bad thing I saw was seeing James freaking Ellsworth's face.
Yeah.
When you think Kurt Hawkins, they couldn't make him look any crappier than he already is. What did they have him do? Lose to Ellsworth in one freaking move.
But he's the Prince of Jersey. Don't worry.
The Prince of New Jersey. I didn't hear that one.
Neither have I.
And
when I saw that, I wanted to blow my brains out.
What's y'all's opinion on the Ellsworth and Carmella? Is she using them, and what for? Just to help her win matches, I guess?
I repeat, I want to blow my brains out.
Doing something with them, making him still irrelevant.
Well, you know that there's obviously something up. Then she's gonna end up screwing him over somehow.
Yeah, and and she's dating Big Cass. Big Cass can't take that.
Yeah.
We'll
what Big Cass thinks about that, huh?
I bet he told Ellsworth this is Big Cass, and Ellsworth he just looked at Ellsworth. Hey, bro, don't you ever see with my lady?
So I guess one of the things that was going on through Monday Night Raw in New Orleans was Stephanie McMahon was doing a performance review on Mick Foley, which Mick Foley, he's definitely passionate in his promos, but I don't know if it's him that's booking matches or not. I mean, they probably have writers and a team of people that put Raw together.
It was just a segment and plot.
I mean, I don't know if Mick's to blame for Raw's woes. But needless to say, that was
WWE creative is to blame for Raw's woes.
Well,
I mean, why is SmackDown good and Raw not?
Yeah, you need to go to college and make a resume and try to go.
I don't know. We tried to talk a little bit about that last week, and I will have to say it's got to be hard to come up with a script and ideas of what to do for a 3-hour show every week.
And you got people you have to go turn turn them into, like, you get Vince McMahon, Michael Hayes, a bunch of other agents, a bunch of guys that are ahead of you, and if it's like one of the best, they still have to look over it.
By the way, guys in the chat, I don't get any love for the AJ Styles pendant or the Tyler Breeze shirt. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Well, you're not a legend like Mark.
Yeah. Be a poser.
You're a poser.
Yeah. You know you're just a certified G. That's what you know. You got a shirt like that.
Fashion police. All right. So yeah, they set up a U.S. title match, which was a handicap match between Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho. Basically the same thing we've been seeing every week on Raw. But hey, maybe we'll see a new outcome. But Seth Rollins actually did go against Braun Strowman. Nobody's getting buried here.
Nope. Nobody's getting buried.
Yeah, it ended up being a no contest. They fought out of the ring. So I guess what? Double count out?
Yeah, double count out.
There you go. Jack Gallagher against Drew Gulak. What are y'all's thoughts on Gallagher?
Gallagher is an extraordinary gentleman.
Yeah.
He is an amazing talent. And he's done so many innovative things. Thinking back to that gentleman's duel he had on 205 Live with Arya Daivari. Right. I've never seen anybody get pwned with an umbrella before in my life. Yeah. I loved it. It was great. And then they tried to do like a sit down this week to kind of hash it out between them. And then it came down to what Gallagher said, fisticuffs.
Yeah, fisticuffs.
So do it, Mark.
What?
With gloves.
What? Do what?
Challenge to do it. All right, I was waiting.
Yeah, I like his mustache too, you know.
Yeah.
It's a much better mustache than Simon Gotch has. I'm just saying.
He's an escape artist as well. You know, it's kind of fun watching him escape from all the submission moves, and he's got a fun move set.
Zack Sabre does the same thing. Junior does.
Sure. But Gallagher won over Gulak. Shawn Michaels making an appearance.
The showstopper. Mr. WrestleMania.
I'm not your sexy boy.
Sexy boy.
Even at the age of 60.
Yeah. No,
he still looks pretty good for his age. I mean, he looks pretty young.
I have no idea how old he is.
No, I mean, I imagine he's probably in his early 50s.
Yeah, Tone says Jack Gallagher is the best. I got to agree with that, with Tone on that one.
He's definitely one of the best cruiserweights. So, man, he's getting over with the crowd. One of the few cruiserweights that's actually getting over. So, that's, always uplifting. But Shawn Michaels came out. He's talking about his movie.
The Resurrection of Gavin Stone.
Yeah, and then Rusev and Jinder Mahal.
Only one highlight about that. You got to see Lana.
Yes. You can't touch me, American.
Well, they just kept on going on and on about, we should have Lana in a movie. And, I almost think
not the kind of movie I'm thinking about.
Q. Well, I almost think Enzo cast Mr. Q to come out because, Rusev just kept going on that for, a couple minutes. And he had the same line over and over. It's like, come on.
You put him, and Shawn Michaels said, well, I already filmed the movie. They can't put her in the... I said, you could put her with CGI and stuff.
Yeah, I can't put her in a movie, but I could put something in her.
Ooh, I had some sunny days. Oh.
Sunny days.
Yeah, that's what Shawn Michaels should have said. Well, which reminds me of sunny.
So overall, as a segment, what'd y'all think?
Meh.
What's
your grade?
I thought Shawn Michaels was really the only good thing about the segment.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Suck it.
Change channel.
Change channel. You said you were liking what Enzo and Cass did, right?
Who, me?
Yeah. Well, I thought you said that.
That was him. That was Mr. Superstar right here.
Well, that led to a match between Jinder Mahal, who looks really ripped lately. Is he on the juice? Is he juicing? I don't know.
Maybe he's just eating the right curry.
Eating the right curry like this.
He ate Curry Man. That's why we don't see him anymore. That's why Curry Man is gone. Jinder Mahal ate him.
Yeah, instead of Stephon Curry, steroid Curry, there you go. Cass won. Lindsay Dorado, one of the luchadores, against Neville.
Yeah, Neville's pretty awesome as a heel. He's still, everybody's like, Neville's a heel, and you see it, in person. Or no, you see it on, how it is, and
sure.
Really, you're like, yeah.
Well, we're really seeing him reshape Neville's character. You know,
and for the better too.
Sure.
Considering the fact that we're sitting here talking about it.
Right.
And the things that he's doing, that's when you know that WWE is doing something right for once.
Yeah.
Well, and they even he has a new finisher. It's a submission rather than doing the red arrow because I mean you can't do high flying stuff as the heel.
The Rings of Saturn.
And so the submission is nice. I think he needs new music now.
Yeah, because I think the the exciting music really doesn't fit a heel persona per se.
Without a doubt. And like he needs like new poses when he comes out too. He's not really doing anything.
Yeah, they can kind of keep the pyro if they want to keep the pyro as part of the entrance, but it's got to be like a different tone of music. Yeah. Because he's not the exciting Neville anymore. He doesn't wow the crowd anymore. He's just like a slow, deliberate pace almost.
Which he's good at that.
Yeah, so something like the need to change the music to fit the character.
Yeah, we're into the music. He can be.
I like the music. It just doesn't fit the character.
Yeah.
Right? Gallows versus Sheamus.
Why?
I pretty much slept through that match. Mm-hmm. I was tweeting or texting or playing a game or something else. I don't know. Sheamus ended up winning. Without a doubt. Let's see. Carl Anderson hit Cesaro with a water bottle, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Mick Foley called out the Undertaker, and if he didn't get the Undertaker, he was in big trouble. He was in a fail his performance review.
Did he do his little cheap pop right here in New Orleans?
Right here.
I want to take the time out to point out how mundane and a time waster this whole thing they did with Mick Foley and the Undertaker on Monday Night Raw, considering the fact that at the end of your show last week, you advertised with 100% certainty that The Undertaker was going to be in attendance. And then you start off the show this week by replacing that with a question mark and making us wait and waste 2 hours of our time when we already knew The Undertaker was going to be there. I call BS on that.
Of course. Anybody with a brain would. And that's why Raw is so terrible, because it's just predictable. They do stupid stuff.
That's why SmackDown's kicking their ass.
Stephanie McMahon is responsible for it. Shane O'Mac should take over when Vince dies.
Yeah, but on the upside, Undertaker still has it. He still has that aura, that feeling that you get when you watch The Undertaker.
He has everything.
I just wish he would have done more than just saying that I'm The Undertaker. I can go on any show that I want, and I'm entering the Royal Rumble.
Right. Well, I think The Undertaker's a real contender for it. And this, like we said earlier on in the show, this is the first year in probably about 10, 15 years that you didn't know who was actually going to win the Royal Rumble beforehand.
You didn't think he was going to be
we saw Roman Reigns coming from a mile away, John Cena the year before coming from a mile away. It's been predictable. Mm-hmm. Let's see, next. We had a tag team match, Bayley and Sasha against Charlotte and Nia Jax. I think all four of these women are going to be in a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. How about y'all?
Pretty good match, and for the women's championship.
That would, I could see it happening. Maybe even a fatal four-way elimination.
If they work it the right way, but it all depends on what they do with these separate storylines now with Bayley and Charlotte and Sasha Banks and Nia Jax.
Right. And it really looks like they're going to have a lot of women's matches on the Royal Rumble card, because they have the women's SmackDown titles, and then they have 2 Raw women's matches. Yeah. So and then we might even get Nikki Bella and Natalya. So that might be 4 women's matches.
Well, I hate to interrupt you, but if I do remember correctly on SmackDown Live, they said that on the following week on SmackDown that Alexa Bliss was going to defend the title against Becky Lynch inside of a steel cage. That was going to happen next week and not at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
So that's going to be interesting to see as what's up to Brett Proctor in the YouTube chat, as well as Joshua Abear for joining us. Guys, we'll address your questions after we do finish the wrestling recap here. So just hang on with us, but we do promise to answer your questions.
Okay, we're finishing up Raw here. Charlotte and Nia Jax got the victory. They really dominated the entire match. Nia got the pin on Bayley. New Day with Titus O'Neil again.
Yeah, Titus is trying to be part of the New Day.
Which, one thing I can say that I got from this segment is I've been really impressed with Kofi Kingston as a talker. I mean, he has gotten so much better since he's gotten in the New Day that, Kofi can make a singles run and do pretty well for himself if he wanted to. Really, all 3 of the New Day members could.
Yeah, but everybody says, didn't you say you see more Big E being more a breakout star?
Yeah, obviously Big E is the world title or the heavyweight title, contender. And he's younger, and...
Yeah, and the thing with Xavier Woods that did it right, he'd be make himself, professor. I'm smarter than all y'all.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Remember when Xavier Woods was ripping off Brodus Clay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah. Thank God they brought in some new talent, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Kofi against Titus. Kofi got the win. In the main event, U.S. title match, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho. And your winner and new...
Drink it in, man.
Drink it in, man.
Well, I'm pretty sure Jericho needed some fluids after that match because I don't know if you guys caught it like I did, but something happened to the forehead of Jericho where he got cut open because there was just blood. It wasn't profusely bleeding, but the blood was present and it was there for a good 60% of the match. So I'm not sure as to what happened. I looked through all the quote dirt sheets today trying to find out any information on that, and I haven't been able to find out a thing.
Maybe it was just an accident. He hit something somewhere, or one of them punched each other some way. But,
well, I mean, they really did need to get this title off of Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
because they weren't doing anything with it.
And Jericho can make it more prestige and stuff like John Cena did. He needs a new. Chris Jericho's awesome wrestler to do something with the U.S. title.
And not to mention the fact that Roman Reigns is challenging for the title of your brand. So what was the point of keeping the secondary championship on him?
Yeah, Vince changes his mind too much, huh?
That's kind of like you want to take the United States title and just flush it down the crapper.
Yeah, but Jericho's now it's...
For the very first time in his career, mind you.
Yeah.
The Grand Slam champion.
Yep.
So that pretty much wraps up Raw overall rating. I don't know.
1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. A to F.
I gave it a 3 out of 5 on YouTube earlier this week.
3 out of 5?
Grade.
That's being friendly.
Grade would be like a D.
Yeah, I'd say 2 out of 5 for me. 2.5 maybe.
And a D?
Yeah, it wasn't very good. As I said, I mean, it's not captivating in that, I'm doing other stuff when I watch Raw. SmackDown, I'm paying attention. Yeah. SmackDown in Baton Rouge for the first time ever.
Mm-hmm. Red Stick.
Yeah, and it was the Canes Arena or something.
No, Raising Cane's Arena.
The Raising Cane's River Center.
It
used to be the River Center Centralplex.
Yeah, I've been there before. Let's see. We started off with the Ambrose Asylum with Miz as his guest. Obviously, you knew this was going to lead to a fight.
Yep.
Can we bring up the fact that he wanted to? Ambrose made the statement that he wanted a live alligator, but he couldn't get the permits for it.
All right, you gotta always love the Louisiana references that Ambrose gives.
Yeah,
when he comes.
That was
here.
awesome.
Yeah, he always
last time I think he lost the world title, somewhere between Lafayette and New Orleans.
Yeah.
After Raw, remember that? When he was world champion and he lost the title, or he stole it from somebody.
No, he stole it from Seth Rollins. He had it everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He brought it all over Bourbon Street. I remember that.
And he couldn't
and then when he rigged the suitcase to explode with slime.
Maybe so. Or got him with the hot dog stand or something.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Let's see. But they both entered the Royal Rumble, Miz and Dean Ambrose, which means I don't guess we're going to be getting an Intercontinental Championship match between the two at Royal Rumble. I'm thinking maybe they hold that over for Fastlane, then they have an indecisive finish, and then finish at Royal WrestleMania.
Yeah, maybe a ladder match.
We have a couple of comments in the chat room. Tone says SmackDown was the better show still consistently. And Brett Proctor says Raw, not much. Just felt like they brought in Taker and HBK to get views, but SmackDown is great.
Yeah, it's still great every week.
Better every week. Yeah. It's better every week. Which, I mean, it still wasn't usually as good as it was this week. But I think it is maybe because of the dead crowd in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
But Natalya versus Nikki Bella. Nikki pretty much attacked her because I guess Natalya jumped her backstage first. Does anybody care about this feud?
The only thing I pointed out on Facebook during my live coverage was, is it just me or is Nikki Bella's ring gear getting smaller and smaller every time?
Yeah, we saw that.
Her titties getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way.
John Cena's the man. He's lucky.
You are the man, John Cena.
I know you can see those if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid those Tetons.
Yeah. I bet every day he's like...
So we got a heel Ziggler, which was kind of weird because at the live show, Ziggler came out as a babyface. The Usos came out as baby faces.
Yeah, which was really weird.
Yeah, but Ziggler, heel against Kalisto. What y'all think?
I think pretty awesome match. You know, Kalisto, because I think Ziggler brings out the best in everybody. And he brought the best out of Kalisto and put it on the good.
Well, and Kalisto ended up getting a win with a quick roll-up. Ziggler kind of lost it afterwards and kind of went ape crap and beat him up with a chair. Apollo Crews kind of made the save. So it looks like we're going to get a Ziggler and Apollo Crews feud coming up.
If you guys noticed, the fans were like, yes. Because I think fans have been wanting a change in direction in Ziggler's character. And I think we did address that a little bit last week. And if last week were just the seeds of the heel turn, it was definitely cemented this week.
True. Yeah. And it's been a joy to watch.
Yeah.
And he put him on an awesome match with the WWE Live with Ambrose.
With Ambrose and Ziggler, yes, definitely. Much better than what they did at SummerSlam, to be honest.
You were saying that.
People actually believe like Ambrose that.
And it was an Intercontinental Championship.
A lot of people thought Ziggler was going to win. I'm like, I don't think so, but
they worked the crowd. I can tell you that for a fact. They had us on the edge of our seats too.
Surely. We also saw a tag team title match with the Wyatts going against American Alpha, and of course, once again we see dissension between the Wyatts.
It's against Luke Harper and Randy Orton. Luke Harper don't like Randy Orton and the Wyatt family, and pretty much, I think they have a story like Bray Wyatt's favoring Randy Orton over Luke Harper. Luke Harper was always the chosen one, and now Randy Orton's the chosen one, and they think Luke Harper thinks Randy Orton, both of them think each other that they cost them the championship. Definitely. And that's the bad blood between them now.
Yeah, and I mean I would agree with you there. Harper's kind of got in the way of the match, and that kind of cost him on SmackDown on winning the titles back. But Orton kind of got in the way before for Harper. So these two have kind of been going back and forth at it, and Wyatt tries to separate them and keep the family together. Where do you think these guys are headed towards WrestleMania? Are we going to see a Wyatt versus Orton again?
I think the likely scenario is after Harper made Wyatt eat a super kick on SmackDown is Harper and Orton has got to be coming first. They have to.
Well, that'll be a fast lane maybe.
More than likely.
I think they all enter the Royal Rumble most likely.
Yeah, but I think they have a match at Fastlane, and the loser leaves the Wyatt family.
I can see that.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
Then maybe like Wyatt ends up helping Harper, and Orton's pissed about it, and so he goes against Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's another way they could do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or could they just go for the tag team championship and win?
Carmella versus a jobber that kind of looked like Mae Young.
That was horrible.
Mae Young's granddaughter or something?
I'm not sure, but if that is true, then she embarrassed the family name because she was absolutely atrocious.
She wasn't very good. She was probably some local talent, maybe. Which I don't know.
I talked to
her?
I talked to a few of the indie guys that I know around here, and none of them know who she is. So I don't know where WWE drug her.
Maybe Mississippi.
Probably, but after seeing how horrible she was on SmackDown, she'll be lucky to get booked anywhere because she was just. It's one thing to say that you had a match in WWE. However, when your match absolutely stinks,
Yeah, she botched a couple moves.
A couple moves? How about the whole freaking match? That's another word I want to use, but I'm not going to use it here.
And I even heard Carmella even tell her a couple times, like, what the hell are you doing?
And how about the ending? She would not take the flatline bump. The flatline into the code of silence. She didn't take the bump. You saw how erratic she fell to the ground?
Yeah, it was a bad bump.
Maybe she was nervous.
How in the... D-Lam says she was a throwback. Yeah, she needs to be thrown back. That's what she needs to be done.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because she was just absolutely awful.
How old she thought she was?
I don't know. The only thing I wanted to do is just shoot my TV for seeing something as awful as she was.
Well, you'd probably
Steve
go
True
out
says it was Thunder Kitty from Billy Corgan's Resistance Pro. What the hell is that?
Thunder Kitty from Billy Corgan's Resistance
Pro.
That's like way in Chicago.
Steve? Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
That's legit?
Yeah.
Billy Corgan started his own deal.
It's been a while.
No wonder she sucks.
Yeah.
Look who's running the promotion, Billy Corgan. What does he know about wrestling? Nothing.
You can know about music and stuff. You can play bass, guitar, drums, everything.
Yeah,
not
but
wrestling.
Not wrestling.
Yeah.
And D-Lam says throw back to the 1930s. She needs to be thrown into the ocean.
You know you'd hit.
Yeah.
I'd hit her in the face,
Splat out.
then the stomach, then the back, and then kick her ass all the way into the ocean. That's her legit name? What the hell?
CJ Lunday?
No, Thunder Kitty.
Oh, Thunder Kitty? Yeah. I like it. Baron Corbin, John Cena main event of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good on, I guess the billboard, like, hey, Cena versus Corbin. But it was your typical match. I mean, Corbin kind of dominated, and then Cena did his Super Cena comeback and hit him with the AA.
Yeah.
So, do you think John Cena maybe just doesn't like Baron Corbin and is doing his typical John Cena, Barry Young talent?
I don't know if Baron Corbin is the type of talent that's going to get buried anytime soon.
Yeah.
I sure hope so.
He's the only one we wouldn't mind seeing getting buried.
Well, his mic skills leave something to be desired, but in ring, Baron Corbin's a beast, and I think Corbin is, if he works on his mic skills, he could be the next big champion. I see him holding a championship sometime in the future.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. But with all that being said, SmackDown, Raw, they were building up to Royal Rumble about 2 weeks away. So this is what I got kind of as a card. As we mentioned earlier, the only confirmed entrants are Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, Undertaker, Jericho, Strowman, Seth Rollins, New Day, Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose, and The Miz. On the card, we've got the WWE title match, AJ Styles versus John Cena. Universal title, Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. Raw Women's, Charlotte versus Bayley. Raw Tags, Cesaro and Sheamus versus Gallows and Anderson. SmackDown Women's, maybe Bliss versus Lynch, or maybe they do the cage matches next week on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Let's see, SmackDown Tag. I'm not sure who Alpha would go against. They don't have a feud right now, really, after the Wyatts, unless they get the Wyatts again. Cruiserweights, Rich Swann versus Neville, I'm thinking. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax, possibly. Nikki Bella versus Natalya, possibly. Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews, possibly. Yeah. And I'm not thinking we'll see Ambrose versus Miz, but you never know.
I think I have 2 minutes left.
Well, yeah, because we started so late here on AOC. Very quickly from NXT, and I might have a rumor if we can do just a little bit of 5-10 minutes overtime on the internet. I might have a rumor for American Alpha after I tell you what's happened on NXT this week. We open up with Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. They kind of just beat down Asuka outside of the NXT. Yeah. When she was going out there to meet the fans, they just humiliate her and then pour a cup of water on her. Asuka's my favorite. And anytime I see her get beat up, it just pisses me off.
But don't worry about Asuka. She'll take care of herself.
But Billie Kay and Peyton Royce end up having a tag team match against two newcomers in the form of Sarah Bridges and Macy Evans. I'm not familiar with either of these two, but it was basically a squash tag team match. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce pick up the win. Then out would come Asuka, who would try to get a measure of revenge, but would end up still getting beat down until Nikki Cross of Sanity would end up making the save until the point where Nikki
I
Cross.
hate to interrupt you, Billy, but yes, I do want to say goodbye to our Acadiana viewers. We are going to be polite this week and actually say goodbye to you. You're more important than, or just as important as the live stream.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks for watching Acadiana.
And hopefully next week
you can still watch us on YouTube.
And hopefully next week we'll be on at our regular time instead of being as late as we were this week.
Yep.
So
Yes, sir. So
we do
we'll
apologize.
see you next Thursday at 9. We're wrapping up and we're done. So live stream.
Yep. So again, Nikki Cross of Sanity. So to me, this is what I got for NXT TakeOver San Antonio so far. For the NXT Women's Championship, a fatal four-way with Asuka, Nikki Cross, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce. Would this be the time that they take the title off of Asuka?
They definitely need to build their younger talent because I don't even know who anybody is. I mean, I know Peyton Royce, and I know, what was the other one?
Nikki Cross, Billie Kay.
I know Billie Kay, too. But, I don't really know Nikki Cross. Anyways, they need to build their women's division a little more.
D. Lamb says the women's title scene is a step up right now in NXT. Looking forward to TakeOver Texas. We also had another squash match. Elias Sampson defeating Jonathan Cruz. We had Andre Cien Almas defeating Orny Lorcan. I got to say, I'm impressed with what Orny Lorcan's been doing.
Is that the guy that's kind of like a poor man Cesaro?
Yeah, in a sense.
Yeah.
Then they also had a sit-down interview with Shinsuke Nakamura to talk about his upcoming title match with Bobby Roode at NXT TakeOver San Antonio. And Bobby Roode said he didn't want to appear on camera, but the only thing he wanted to do is he gave this to Tom Phillips, and it was his ticket from NXT TakeOver Dallas. Do you guys know the significance behind that? Because not only was that the debut of Shinsuke Nakamura, but Bobby Roode was seen sitting in the crowd at that TakeOver.
Yep.
So, and next week they're going to have the contract signing between these two. Yep. So I'm really interested to see. But just as Royal Rumble is 2 weeks away, so is NXT TakeOver San Antonio. So not only do they need to build on Royal Rumble, but they need to build up on TakeOver San Antonio as well. Because as of late, NXT has shined over WWE's faults as of late. And then the main event, I loved it. The tag team titles on the line, DIY and the Revival. What a spectacular match. I can't say any more about how great DIY and the Revival are. They're just absolutely, if you want to pick the number 1 and number 2 tag teams in WWE overall, you have to say DIY and the Revival. And American Alpha would be the third one. But the Revival would end up losing their rematch to DIY. And so this is the rumor I was talking about, Nick. Now, just as we're possibly going to see Samoa Joe being called up to the main roster, is this now the time to bring the Revival to SmackDown Live and challenge American Alpha for the SmackDown Tag Team titles?
That's actually a good idea. I like it.
So that's pretty much... and Chris Hero is going to be returning to NXT, as D. Lamb pointed out, as Cassius Ohno, if you guys are familiar with them.
They lose some weight because he's kind of getting kind of chunky.
Yep, and Steve True says, waiting for Ember Moon to finally take the NXT Women's title. She will. And you know what? That's another thing, too, is why aren't they using Ember Moon in the NXT Women's title picture? We don't know. But we're going to have to go ahead and call it a show for this week here on the live stream. I want to thank everybody who joined us in the chat room, even though we do apologize for joining so late. So thank you to D-Lam. Be sure you check out the Code of Honor Twitch channel, twitch.tv/DLam1. Be sure you check them out every Thursday and Sundays, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you to Steve True. Thank you to that guy Tone, and thank you to Joshua Abear. I do apologize that we didn't get to.
And Josh does a show called The Q on AOC. Yeah,
we do apologize for not being able to answer your questions right now. And also thank you to Brett Proctor for joining us. So with that,
glorious.
So with that being said, he's Mark the Smart Troja, he's Nick Nede Fuquay, and I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux saying we'll see you next week right here on Sports Entertainment Tonight. Bye, guys.
Yeah. There you go.